Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, peoples? I'm on the other side right now. It's for a reason, as you'll see in a minute. What's the word? What's the word, though? How's everybody? Happy Saturday. I've been waiting on this shit for all the week. When I first saw the story, I first heard the clip, the picture, the meme, it got people pissed off. They calling my man. Well, hold on. First and foremost, shout out to my poets, writers, content creators. Salutes to the gang, the assembly, for locking in with me over the last couple of weeks. We are growing slowly but surely and steady. I would rather take a slow pace than rush through anything. This shit is always a process, man. Even with the trolling, shout out to Grok. Shout out to Grok. Somebody was pissed off at me on Twitter because I said Roman Reigns was overrated. I guess they sick Grok on me. Grok was trying to troll me and shit. Hey, bad promotion, good promotion, I don't care. Do your thing. I stand by what I said. Roman Reigns is the most overrated wrestler in WWE history. That ain't why we here. We're here because Shaquille O'Neal, Mr. Shaq, Mr. Well, yeah, you know the resume. If you ain't familiar, I don't know where you been at. My man, mad. He angry. And I don't know where all his energy coming from, but I got a clip I'm gonna play for y'all in a second. Actually, I got two. One is from someone who was speaking on Angel Reese, and that's where we got to go as well, because the hatred and the indifference for her is crazy. And yeah, do me a solid. Like, share, repost, let the people know we on. We're gonna cook. I got some shit I want to get off my chest with this one. Let me bring this on the screen real quick, man. We're gonna break this shit down all the way. Hold up. Yeah. My man was angry. I'm gonna let the video play. I got another one that I'm gonna pull up. It's gonna tie into this. Trust me, it'll make sense. Let me go ahead and run this though. Hold up.
Well, speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. Like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates us. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's your category. Stay out of them people's category. Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. If he hates her, so what? Mind your business. Like, I don't mind you doing your job as anyone, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm punching your fucking face.
Let me stop it real quick. Where do I even want to begin? Like I said, I got another one I'm going to play. And it's not from a woman, Mr. O'Neal. This is not a woman speaking on Angel Reese. This is an NBA player speaking on Angel Reese. He has some questions, but we're going to get there in a second. I want to address this Angel Reese thing. For those of you who have your own opinion on her, whether or not she's a good basketball player or she's not, we all entitled to our opinions. Quite frankly, I don't watch the WNBA. I don't have no desire to watch it. And it's mostly because I just don't care for it. I don't even really watch the NBA like that. I haven't watched NBA basketball since Jordan was with the Wizards. That's how long it's been since I really watched the game. I enjoy basketball. I know how to play basketball. It's not one of my main interests. But that's neither here nor there. My point is, whether or not you think she's good or not, that's your opinion. You're entitled to feel how you want about her. So you doing what Stephen A. Smith does, RG3, someone who used to play football, your injuries, well, unfortunately took you out the game. You transitioned into analyzing sports. Cool. I don't knock that. Whatever works for you. If you're knowledgeable in that area and you're good at it, go ahead and do it. I have no problem with it whatsoever. I think anyone who has a gift or a talent should embrace it to the fullest. It's unfortunate that you didn't get to see the type of career that I think you potentially could have had. But, you know, life, it works out that way funny sometimes. This is where it gets a little messy, right? Because we got to look at two different sides. There's a version of the internet that only goes out of its way to show how trash a person is. There's a part of the internet that only shows the negative about a person. They will never celebrate you. They will never show you love. They will never put you in a light where you look good or you're contributing. They'll always try to paint you as a certain type of entity for the consumer so that they either detract from following you or supporting you, or they stereotype you. That's just how this shit is. You could be a fucking philanthropist out here helping the homeless every day. You could be one of the most spotless human beings on this planet with a few blemishes. And it don't matter if a person don't like you just because they don't like you. Maybe you rejected them. Maybe you didn't put them in a position to be where they are. They'll go out of their way to make shit more miserable, or at least that's their attempt to make you more miserable, because quite frankly, they ain't living up to their own potential or their own hype. Jealousy is a bitch. Envy is a fucking monster. It destroys people. It makes you look so horrible, so ugly. It's not cute. It's not attractive. It's not an adult thing. It's not a human thing. It's just it's something that eats away at you from the inside like you're an animal, destroying your teeth. So my thing is, Angel Reese has put herself out there to be doing two things. One, you want to complain about the WNBA not being treated justly. You're not getting paid what you feel you deserve. Everybody's complaining about how the women aren't getting paid what they deserve. But then on the flip side, if we're looking at the numbers based on statistics and not the opinions of people who just hate you just because you curb them or whatever the petty reason is, you're not pulling in what you think you are to get what you asking for. Look at it from two sides. Either you suck as a basketball player, or you are a pretty decent one. You've improved, but they just won't show that. They won't highlight that. Like I said, you can be doing good, but people who don't really do their own research, they wouldn't know. They're just going off of what the internet puts up. You get one blue check or one person who has 1 million followers, and it doesn't really matter if they're telling you the truth or lying. You're just going to believe what they said because they said it, because they got all these people watching them. So if 1 million people are watching them, then it must be true. That ain't necessarily the case. All right. So either she's a good player or she's horrible. She's getting better. That's what it is. My personal opinion, she's not that good. She might be getting better, but she's never been that good. And the women who should be getting the love and the support that she's getting, they're not getting it. They're not getting the highlights that she's getting. They're being overlooked. Why? Because Angel Reese has a charismatic personality, and she knows how to connect with the Black community, and she has a little bit more connectivity to other platforms and people outside of basketball than she does. You're late. You're super late. That's cool though. We're gonna still rock. Hold on. I'm gonna bring my man up here in a second. Let me just say this. Whether or not you think she's a trash basketball player or not, that's one thing. RG3 doing his job is one thing. Taking it where he took it, that's where shit gets a little sticky. What's up, man? Let's wrap. Hold on, Let me get this up here. Where's my? I don't need that up there no more. All right, what's up?
What's good, man? Yeah, it's been something going on out there, man, with this guy RG3. You know, this it's something wrong with him. It's something wrong with him, and we need to touch on a lot of that. Uh, First, I'm gonna say with Shaq, because Shaq came and he dropped his statement, what he gonna do to him. I'll punch you in the face, whatever. You know, and then RG3 came back and said, Shaq built like a vending machine. Shaq just, what do you say? Shaq just angry. He looked like he ain't had no breakfast or something. So I'm like, this is what you come back with? Like, what? So pretty much what's going on in this situation here is there's some stereotyping going on. This situation becomes a little bit racial when it comes to RG3 because you got Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They started a rivalry in college. Caitlin Clark she's considered a sharpshooter, and when you're that good and you're a Caucasian and you're talking about basketball, you're that good. She's being compared to people like Larry Bird. People remember the Larry Bird era with Magic, and Larry Bird started busting these black dudes' ass in basketball. We can go to hip hop, and we can say Eminem was up there with the greatest black rappers. It's the same thing. When you're a minority and you're exceeding in that field like a Tiger Woods did. It wasn't a lot of people like Tiger Woods. When you're doing something like that, it's called groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying? You're breaking the mold. So what they were saying with those two players, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, was Angel Reese said it's okay if she do it to me. She hit her with the "you can't see me" on the court, but when Angel Reese did it, the media and everybody antagonized her and called her classless and called her names like real rough names against Angel Reese. So I want to know, like, what's the lines when it comes to this? You know what I'm saying? It's okay when she do it, like Angel Reese said, but it's a problem when I do it. So that's what kind of led up to this. And then also Angel Reese won the title. She won the championship in LSU. So I think she got a pretty good resume heading into the WNBA where they at now. And Caitlin Clark didn't win the title. She didn't win it. She never won a championship. But what she did do, she shattered a lot of records that you have to respect that. She scored the most points, I think, out of any player. And you have to respect her resume too when she entered. So, and another thing, rivalries is always, if this is a rivalry, rivalries has always been a part of when you talk about sports. It's fun to talk about them. If of any football, basketball, we talk about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Anything, it's good for storylines, and that's how I looked at it. It was just another storyline to sell the game, and that's what brought us to what we talking about today.
My apologies. Yeah, I know. Hold up. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this too while I'm at it too. Shit. Um.
Yeah, you was muted, bro.
Yeah, I muted when you was talking. Uh. Either RG3 is trolling, like really trolling, or there's something that I'm missing here. See, he's married to a white woman, and I don't know because a lot of people are saying like he's brainwashed and shit, or like she influenced him to say little goofy stuff like that out his mouth. I don't know what it is. If you're going to cover sports, cover sports. There's certain first there's certain things that you do and don't do. If you're going to be like me and like this channel and you're unfiltered and you don't give a shit about politics, go for it. Go ahead and say whatever the hell you want out your mouth. When you're RG3 or one of these people that know other people with blue checks and red carpet personalities, and they make this type of money networking with sponsors, and they get you into other platforms through knowing you know damn well you can afford to say shit like this. I do believe Angel Reese is overrated. She won a BET award that she shouldn't have won. Clarissa Shields by far should have won that. I believe a lot of Angel Reese's success is because of her personality and because on a sexual market value, she's desired by a lot of lustrous men and a bunch of women who don't really give a shit about sports at all. They just like the fact that she's black and she's making a name for herself. They don't care about her being sexual on the internet. They don't care about her constantly throwing up bricks and rebounding her shit 20, 30 times a game. They don't know nothing about none of that shit. They don't watch the game. All they know is she got her little issue with Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark is white. That's all most of y'all give a shit about. What the fuck that got to do with basketball? You call that woman a monkey and put a whole monkey face on and replaced her face with a fucking monkey on her body. And you doing this shit on the internet just like so casual and so free. You must be trying to piss people off, or you're trying to start some shit up to get more traction to your channel.
Show that face of that monkey.
Strategy? Is it smart marketing to be the bad guy? Well, look at it like WWF, WWE. You got to heal, you got to face. Sometimes you got to do shitty things to get the attention on you. Is this the equation that will lead to you hating him in a positive way? Where it's like, damn, I don't like his ass because he's racist. He hate his own kind. He married a white woman. He don't like black people. Is that what he's going for, or is this something else? And he actually don't hate black people. He's just trying to get you to subscribe to his channel and to get him in the algorithm. And on top of that, we have to ask a few other questions. Is Shaq just really jumping out the window because he want to fuck Angel Reese? Like, let's be honest. he trying to fuck Angel Reese, or is it because Angel Reese is under his brand, and so he has to jump in there? Like, there's a lot of things to consider here. But I'm gonna yield the mic for now because I got another little clip I'm gonna play in a second, but I'm gonna give it back to you.
Okay. Okay. When it comes to Shaq, um, you can get a vibe off what you just said. Could he be attracted to Angel Reese? Whatever. Maybe. But real talk, I mean, she's what his kid age pretty much. Shaq in his damn 50s, man. She's probably just in her early 20s. But anyway, Angel Reese went to Shaq's college, man, LSU. So he's been having her back since she was in college. You know, encouraging her. Both of them went to the same college. He was probably an inspiration on how she ended up getting the championship. And we just going to cut right down to the bullshit when it comes to this. Um, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Let's go with them. They are considered the new version of Magic versus Bird. You know, anybody that know anything about sports or basketball, the NBA, Magic and Bird, the rivalry itself started in college, and it transpired and went to the NBA, and it sold a lot of tickets. And the storylines between them two helped the revenue of the game, helped the views of the game. Like it's about selling, and just like you said, you need a heel and you need a face, and that's pretty much what this is. People that's been really following the whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese can tell you on the record, Angel Reese don't have a problem with Caitlin Clark personally. It's been plenty of players that back in the day, when Jordan and them played, couldn't fucking stand each other on the court. It's called competition. You can't take that personal. People might be cool outside the lines. When they inside the lines, I'll fucking take your head off. That's what sports is. Football the same way. I want to prove that I'm better than you between these lines. That's people gotta put everything in perspective. Now, Caitlin Clark got the skills, man. She got skills, but this is where it differentiates when it comes to Angel Reese when he's putting that monkey, like you mentioned about the monkey. You need to put that clip up too with the monkey. I actually want to see how far did he go in on Angel Reese and to view his intent. And it wasn't just Shaq. You know, Shaq was defending Angel Reese, but it was also former WNBA players, women, Cheryl Swoops. It's a lot of people that came to Angel Reese's defense when he made that comment about her. So she had support. Now, on a skill level, okay, you could say Caitlin Clark know how to do this. She's a better shooter than Angel Reese. Angel Reese not scoring as much as Caitlin Clark, but she has a rebounding skill set that sets her apart from a lot of the ladies that's playing today. And she called it me bounds. She even branded her shirt called me bounds. And it was a player that didn't score or wasn't a real great scorer that was real famous in the 90s. And by the name of Dennis Rodman, anybody who know who he is. I mean, he made rebounding he was like a superstar rebounding guy. I mean, he used to get in one game he got 49 rebounds. So rebounding is a stat, and I know people like points and all that, but whether people know it or not, if you can get to a rebound, an offensive rebound, and or defensive rebound, you the first one on that board, man. You could determine the outcome of a game just with the possession of the basketball. That's something that people need to kind of do their homework on. But outside of that, yeah, man, this is a storyline that's is ongoing with them two. Now, back to my point with the RG3 comments. My thing is, like you said, if you want to talk about sports, there's a lot of people that talk about sports, and you can articulate or you can critique Angel Reese's game. That's your job. It's you can't take that personal. If she's not getting it done in a game or two, and you want to, highlight that she's off and she's playing ridiculous or whatever, you can say that. But this is where it gets fucked up. You can articulate and go in and point out the details when Angel Reese is not succeeding. But the last month or so, Caitlin Clark hasn't been succeeding, and nobody has a whisper to that. So that's where we draw the line. Like, yeah, if you want to talk about sports, talk about it, but talk about all of it. Talk about both of them. Don't just say Angel Reese don't know how to shoot or whatever the case is. She's sloppy. I think somebody even called her retarded and all this. Like, what's all that? You can say all that about her, but you gloss over anything falsely about Caitlin Clark's game. That's not fair. So that's why everybody's stepping up for Angel Reese. And another thing, and you can take it over. People don't like, and this is something that I noticed with the Angel Reese thing. You can talk about her outside venture, her sexual market value, or you can talk about her other interests other than basketball. But the bottom line of Angel Reese is people don't like her boldness. They don't like her confidence. And I'm noticing that when it comes to with women, they don't like a bold, confident woman. They get ridiculed the most, kind of like Sasha Banks was getting in the company. They didn't like how she was bold and brash and how she believed in herself. And Angel Reese is no different. She believed in herself, and people didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? She got a confidence booster with her, and people either get behind her or they resent her. So I think that got a lot to do with RG3's comments, and also the fact that he is married to a white woman. I think that plays a big role in what RG3 trying to put out there. He wants to be accepted. You got
I only know one brother that talks about the WNBA, and he's not nearly as known or popular on the internet. I follow him, and when he talks about the WNBA, it's not a Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark conversation. He talks about every single team from roster to roster. He's not just specifically covering one particular person. That to me is real sports coverage. Y'all talk about two people every day. It's always the same fucking people. That's not real coverage to me. You're not really a analyst, in my opinion. The only reason you highlight those two is because those two are the main reasons that a lot of people tune in to the WNBA. If it wasn't for them being in the controversy that they're in, y'all wouldn't have no energy for it. Now, like I said, this doesn't have anything to do with much other than, to me, well, let me do this. Let me bring this up on the screen real quick. I'm gonna grant you your wish. I'm gonna show you that one too in a second. The picture, the 2K drink, and then but I want to play this one real quick because he said something that I thought needs to be addressed as well. And like I said, this isn't a woman defending Angel Reese. This is a man that spoke up. Hold on. Let me make sure this is not muted.
Now, what I was mentioning, them other WNBA girls, right? Did any of them stand up for Angel Reese in that picture? The Asians, them superstars of the W say, "Oh my God, why is people doing this to not one, right?" I told you this is a bigger picture than the RG3 and the shit that we going on. Them black women, this is damn near all black women's league, 90%. And that's what they did to one of their own on a video game, and not one of them stood up and say, "Yo, this ain't right. What the fuck is going on?" No. Hey, let me ask y'all something.
I wanted to highlight that one just for a comment you made, and just off of the strength that the sisterhood is cooked. Y'all ain't as together as you think you are. On top of that, why is it that he has to say this? Why is he speaking on it? Why wasn't any of the other women from the WNBA saying something about it? Why haven't we heard a word from any of them? I don't understand the hypocrisy. To me, the jealousy runs deep with women. It runs deep within the culture that is us. Yeah, y'all all in the WNBA, but y'all not getting the same love. Y'all not getting the same highlights. Y'all not getting the same conversations. I just said it a few minutes ago. The only two people y'all talk about is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Y'all don't talk about nobody else. As far as I'm concerned and where I'm sitting from, they don't give a shit about that. Half the time, y'all hate each other. Y'all don't even really be supporting black women. Black women, as much as y'all say y'all all for unity and all this and all that shit, y'all don't really be sticking up for each other when it matters. If you really felt RG3 violated, y'all should be the one that's sitting where he is. Y'all the one that should be addressing it, not Gilbert Arenas. Now, I'm going to pull this one down. I'm going to bring up one of the clips where it's showing exactly what he put up. I'll turn the mic over to you because I'm about to bring this one up real quick.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna start with Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas is not even really valid, really, because dude is a straight hater, man. The man didn't even. He's saying all this about the WNBA and shit like that, but when it comes to the NBA, the men's basketball league, this man couldn't even put Kobe in the top 10 of the list. He couldn't even admit that he was a top 10 player because he passed away. Because, like you said, jealousy runs deep. So it runs deep in these dudes too. So to me, he ain't even valid because he's a jealous dude. Kobe used to bust that ass. He bust plenty of people ass, and they're all was just jealous of him in that time. So going back to Angel Reese, we're gonna say, okay, you said nobody in the WNBA spoke up. Do anybody know who Cheryl Swoops is? If not, look her up. She made comments. Cheryl Swoops is a WNBA legend. We have Candace Parker, somebody that I think she got both her jerseys retired. She's a legend. She spoke up for Angel Reese. You know, we already brought up the situation with Shaq. That's what we on. But when it comes down to this matter, I'm gonna say it's a competition. I spoke about that earlier. It's a competition in sports, man. And when you have these two that you say everybody keep talking about, because they just competed on the highest level. They just competed on the highest level. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese competed on the highest level before they came into this league. So if people have been following, you know, those two women already had a name before they even came into that league. So when you have somebody like that that's about to enter your league, you want them to prove who they are. That's where the competition coming in. That's why if you've been following it, it's been women slamming Caitlin Clark to the ground, and you supposed to be so good at what you do. Let's see if you can handle it over here. They a little jealous because she get the media. Angel Reese get the media. Oh shit. And I ain't see that. Yeah. Nah, I ain't see that. I did see this cover here, but it wasn't like this. They had her eyes looking like she can't see, like she blind going to the basket. I did see one of those Photoshop. So there you go. You got her on the cover of 2K26. So to put her on there, it's gonna be some jealousy. It's gonna be some jealousy. She ain't even been in the league that long. But I believe it would be a little jealous if you put Caitlin Clark on there. She also haven't been in the league that long. It's other and let me put this on the table, even though we're talking about these two women. It's another woman just came into the league and she making headlines too. So her name Paige Beckers, and you got another phenom that's gonna be coming to the league that got a name. She was the one we were talking about a few lives ago with Jaden Daniels, Juju Watkins. And she's an incredible player. So my thing is, when you get all of these women into the league amongst each other, these women got names. They got names. They got brands. Like Angel Reese got a brand. They're not gonna like that. So yeah, if you look at the play of the women, when you getting all this hype, they try to make you pay for it on the court. But it ain't no different than the men. The men have done it before too. Anybody that come into the league like LeBron is another one. Yeah, they want to fuck you up for that. They want to see if they want the world to see if you're as good as what the media saying you is, or what the hype is saying you is. It's like you said, it's a lot of other players that's pretty good, and I know a few of them that's better than these two women we talking about, Caitlin and Angel Reese. They get some attention, but they don't get this certain attention. You know what I'm saying? So by her being on this cover, uh, yeah, it's definitely a lot of envious folks for that. I agree.
Y'all can act like y'all celebrate each other all you want, all day, every day. When it comes down to it, social media don't lie. The internet always tells the truth. I scroll up and down these pages damn near all day. You think I don't see black on black? women dragging other women, beating the shit out of each other out in the middle of the street over a dude, shooting over a dude. I just watched a video where a woman was drunk in traffic. She got out of her car, I don't know what the fuck she threw. She threw something through this man's back window. Don't even know him. He hops out the car, goes after her. She gets in her car, bucks at you in traffic, and dips off. So y'all sit up here and let these women get on here and do God knows what. But then you want to talk about men ain't this, men ain't that, blah, 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 blah. Everything is a competition. Everybody's competing. You don't really have to. Everybody is good at something at the end of the day. You might just be good at something that they aren't. Everybody's gifts aren't the same. Everybody does not have to play the same position. But just to go back to the Shaq comments and how he felt about putting his hands on RG3 for this. So if you're looking at the cover, you see the side by side, but what you didn't see is that on Angel Reese's photo, which is not highlighted here, he swapped out the face. So he put the ape face on her body. That's what they ain't showing on this one. And like I said before, cover sports. Don't take it here. And you married to a white woman talking about black women the way that you are ain't a good look. You got a brand just like she got a brand. Now, there's a portion of the world that still hate black people, and they would just love to see your dumb ass tearing down black people. But there's another side of the internet that's looking at you like, man, I'm not about to put no money into this goofy ass nigga. I'm not about to invest in that shit. You sitting up here spitting in our face. I can understand. Like, I'm not sensitive. I understand media. You got trolls. You got people that's just never going to side with you or agree with you. They're not going to like your approach. They're not going to like your style. That shit just comes with the territory. But the blatantly use, I'll put it this way. This shit ain't for anyone that's sensitive. I didn't really give my opinion on how I feel about it. I'll say this. I thought it was funny. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought the shit was funny. But in the same breath, it is mad disrespectful as shit. I just got dark humor. Sorry. I laugh at shit that I shouldn't laugh at. If you've seen my memes, the shit that I share on a regular basis with people I'm close to, you would think, what the fuck is wrong with them? My sense of humor is very fucked up. I don't find that very tasteful though, what he did or not. But also I want to add onto this. You don't know what the fuck she said to him or what she did to him. I don't know what the issue is between them both. For all I know, she probably done violated that man and said all types of vicious, visceral shit about his wife and so on and so forth. Y'all be taking one side. Shaq taking one side. Do I think what he did was poor? Absolutely. If you don't like the way she played, you can talk about that. You don't have to go to body shaming. All right, the shit is about basketball. What the fuck does it have to do with her being a primate and all this other excessive verbal assault? It has nothing to do with the game at all. That shit sounds more personal. If I was a black business owner, a multi-millionaire, someone who is notable in the country, my brand is based on reliability, functionality, and giving the consumer the best quality of product that I possibly can. My name attached to anything that you purchase from me has to be up to par, and it has to have a certain level of standard to it. I would never in my life associate with a black, white, Indian. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you operate like this, then you're disrespecting races and cultures and things of that nature, like he did with her. I would never work with him. Never. Because I don't want nobody thinking that I am associated with that ignorance. Now, my Doc humor finds the shit hilarious. Because black people like the roast. We like the Joan and shit. If you know, you know. If you went to high school and you were around people who did that shit all day, then you understand the assignment. But we're adults. We're trying to make money. We're in business. This shit affects you. So, overall, outside of the dark humor and all, I would never work with somebody like him. I couldn't. There's more. I'm gonna play this clip real fast, and then I'm gonna turn it back over to you.
Griffin III had one of the wildest posts in Twitter history today. One I'll remember forever. And it all had to do with Angel Reese being on the NBA 2K26 WNBA edition cover. Now, some absolute loser, anonymous troll, made this edit of Angel Reese. Obviously disgusting. We don't have to spend that much time on it. But the crazy part is this Photoshop was not really viral when the RG3 posted this. As John pointed out on Twitter, I am John W. This post had 6,000 views at the time that RG3 decided to take the Photoshop and post it. Obviously, that elevated it. In the post that he's condemning this awful image of Angel Reese, he goes on to say, people in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right about what happened in May. And Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always asking her about Caitlin and being constantly compared to her. Now, it's another wild day in the WNBA. Nobody has drama like the WNBA.
I'll stop it there. If you want to pick up from there, you got the floor, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Basically, we're gonna talk about intent. I mean, we get on here and we talk about a lot of people's actions that what they did, and we need to get to the root. We need to get to the root of this shit now. So we're gonna put it on the table. So let's roll. RG3. We're gonna go to that photo that he put up with Angel Reese on that cover, that monkey. And what you gotta understand is you gotta understand the background story and stuff like that, and what people's history is. And the monkey is a symbol, so it could have been anything else. Could have been a donkey, but that monkey is deep. It's deep on another level. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, RG3. He has a problem with he has a problem with it being accepted by the culture, by the other culture. I think he has an issue with that. I think he resents his own people, and I think going back to when he was in the league, I don't think he really ever got over how his career ended. You know, he was in the NFL and he was pretty good. You know, I mean, to be honest, he was the last quarterback that the Commanders had, Redskins had, that was lit. You know what I'm saying? Until what they got now, and I think he's gonna take them somewhere now. But back when RG3 was playing, he was doing his thing. He too, just like Angel Reese, similar to Angel Reese, RG3 too was compared to somebody too, and just like Caitlin Clark, it was somebody by the name of Andrew Luck. And Andrew Luck was, you know, he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty good in his field. So going back to RG3, Andrew Luck was considered a pretty good quarterback, a pretty decent quarterback, but he was perceived as being better than RG3, and RG3 probably didn't like that. Yeah, RG3 didn't like being compared to Andrew Luck and all that early in their career. You had somebody like Russell Wilson too. I think he was in the same era as them too. And RG3, I believe RG3 is still kind of Morton. He's still a little salty. He really never got over how his career ended for him. He had an injury. He had a group. He had a gruesome injury, and he really never got. So with that being said, he got a podcast. He talks about sports, like we say he should talk about sports. But I think he has some type of, you know, because we talk about Caitlin Clark too, but he don't put no critique on her ass, you know. So that really devalues his the image that he put up with Angel Reese. It got more eyes and attention on what he's saying about Angel Reese because why you can't mention Caitlin Clark? You know, she been playing bad. Like I said, she been playing bad. If we talk about sports, yeah, why you can't mention her having a bad game? Why it's always got to be Angel Reese? Is it because of how your career went? Is it because of you can relate to Angel Reese a little bit? Is it because you have some type of obsession or you see yourself or how your career was in Angel Reese? Is that why you highlight Angel Reese more than Caitlin Clark? You highlight her failures. And let me put this on the table, RG3, because you don't even play no more, sir. So let's put this on the table. You don't even play football no more. You underachieved. Let's start with you. You're an underachiever. You didn't get the Redskins to the Super Bowl, and you was perceived to. You didn't get back to the playoffs, and you was a high draft pick. So when you pointing the finger at somebody's game, like you trying to talk about Angel Reese, you got other fingers on the hand that point back to you, and we can go back and say you didn't get all the juice out your lemon. How about that? You didn't do that. So it's not fair to point at a young player. Matter of fact, Angel Reese got a long career ahead of her, and you're gonna point out her failures early on, and not Caitlin's, because Caitlin been failing lately, and people that have been watching. Caitlin Clark had went three. She only hit three pointers. She's a sniper. She's known to hit 3-pointers, and she ain't been hitting them. Why haven't you said that, RG3? But you can put a post up with a monkey. So let's go to the monkey. Let's go to the monkey, RG3. Let's talk about that monk and why you put it up there. Goes back to the acceptance piece. Instead of uplifting, because you're older now, you should be more mature. Because that was very immature to do that. You should be uplifting Angel Reese instead of putting her down, because you, sir, know how it feel to not get the most out your career.
What's that? You fucking idiots! You're all fucking idiots and you fucking suck!
Thank you. But he knows how he haven't got the most out of his career. So what he trying to do is bring down other people to make their career fail. It seems like he's a hater. Yeah, he's a hater. And we mentioned it several times on here already. You can talk about sports, but you are not allowed to talk about somebody's personally like that and attack them personally with their looks. You know how women feel about their looks. It's a slap right across the face, like Rick James. And going back to the NBA, it's been done on the other side of the spectrum too. If y'all ever heard of somebody named Kwame Brown, he struggled playing. He was the number one draft pick in the NBA in 2001. A lot of pressure. He's only 17, 18 years old coming in the league. And it's a lot of pressure to play well when you're drafted high. You're supposed to play well. And if you're not doing it, you're going to be critiqued and you're going to be talked about. And you're going to be talked about, and they call this man a bum. They call him a scrub. They say he got small hands, he can't play. But when you start talking about people personally and talking about their background or where they come from or attacking them outside of the game, that's considered outside of the lines, RG3, and you can't do that. So going back to Shaq's comments, man, that's why he stepped to you. And it's going to be more people to step to you. Now, you're not the only one out of everybody in the media, RG3, that have said something negative about Angel Reese's game. So you're not alone in that regard. She's been struggling. We get that. It's a game called basketball. And when you're not playing well, like I said, you're allowed to critique. But let's keep the critique equal. And that's what RG3 decided not to do. He's not critiquing equally. He's obsessed with Angel Reese, and he's attacking her, and that's what make him get the backlash that he's getting from his own, from his own people. And we're supposed to protect our own. Yeah, I agree. We're supposed to protect our own. And I heard you mention roasting. And black people, we call it joning. We joned on each other back in the day. You say something, I say something, people be laughing. But the difference is what you said, sir, and this shit here is that when we did it, we roast amongst each other and we laughed it off and we laughed amongst each other. The shit he's doing is different. He put a monkey on that girl. And he's being a dancing monkey to appease another race, sir. That's the difference. He's being a dancing monkey, a silly monkey. He's being their entertainment. We was our entertainment. That's the difference. So that's what that monkey represents. That's what it represents. He put that monkey on that girl so he can belittle. People. That's a belittle picture. That's what that means. They always say black people look like monkeys. He could have chosen another animal, but he went with the ape, the monkey. See what I'm saying? So that's what you gotta That's why it's not funny when you do stuff like that. It don't make it entertaining because we entertain each other, and he's being a dancing monkey for their circus, and that's why he got the backlash he got. He has a white wife, he got kids that's mixed, and he's trying to uh, be accepted there, and then going against what he came from. It's kind of like he forgetting where he came from. You know what I'm saying? I don't like traders like that. RG3 is considered a trader.
I'm not going to call him a traitor because he's married to a white woman. Because I said before, your preferences are preference. You can date whoever you want. I don't care about that. You are a traitor or going to be perceived as a traitor because of a statement that you made, what you just highlighted. That's why I asked earlier if this was marketing genius or if this was something that just came from this man's heart. All of us here, we've subscribed to somebody. We've spent hundreds of dollars on merchandise, clothes, shoes, colognes, perfumes, Valentine's Day. We've all spent a lump sum of cash on something that required marketing. Now, how you perceive marketing is totally up to you. If a chick is shaking her ass on Instagram and says link in bio, well, do we demonize that? Do we categorize? Matter of fact, we absolutely categorize it. Now, what box do you put a woman in who monetizes off of her body? What category do you put somebody in like Donald Trump, who makes promises that he can't keep? What category do you put someone in who uses dark humor in their material? What category do you put someone in who does red pill? Everybody has a box. Everybody markets in their own way. Now, it's up to you to determine whether or not it's positive or negative, whether or not it's going to really do something for the community or not. Is this out of hatred? His horrible experiences with black people? Or is this another form of marketing that he is using to trigger sensitive people who he know is going to respond exactly the way that stereotypes typically highlight us responding? The white woman that called the little kid a nigger in the playground made damn near $1 million off of a GoFundMe like account. People paid her damn near $1 million because she said nigger. Who you think that was marketing to? She got the results that she wanted. The consumer invested in her. Clearly, somebody listened to what she said and felt like it needed to be said. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made that woman wealthy. And on top of that, the kicker is she's married to a black man. So we got to look at this shit from a number of different ways. I think a lot of people who do the shit that they just do it because they know that a lot of men and women out here are just sensitive. They don't know how to differentiate between someone trolling and someone playing on your emotions, your feelings. You're easily manipulated and triggered. I think the weakest person in the world is someone who is easily controlled by their emotions. You get mad at everything. You crash out over everything. You can't handle rejection. You can't handle being told no. You can't handle being corrected. You can't handle someone disagreeing with you. You can't handle someone posting a picture or a meme. You just flat out lose your shit over the most simplistic stuff, words. So again, marketing has its place in everybody's household. Otherwise, you wouldn't consume the stuff that you consume. That being said, I go back to what I said earlier. I just want this on the record. I do not stand by his approach to addressing Angel Reese. If I was responsible for endorsing people and I had the capabilities of putting people in positions to make more money through my channels, he would not be someone that I would support or advocate for. Because what I'm looking at is, if I support him, then you're going to look at me and think that I hate black people. I don't hate black people. I have an issue with black people's lack of use of intellect. I have an issue with the culture and the culture that we've adopted. I have an issue with the things that we accept to be a part of us. I have an issue with the behavior patterns and the lack of maturity. I have an issue with some characteristics that we carry around, but I do not dislike black people. I love black people. But we do ignorant shit. And we are a lot of times our own worst enemies. And that might sound unpopular to a lot of people. A black person calling black people out on their indignations and their destructive patterns is never going to look good coming from a black person. That's why, see, I play devil's advocate, and I see he is doing some things that's triggering people, and it's probably going to get him hurt. It might not. I don't wish harm on nobody. Freedom of speech is still freedom of speech as far as I'm concerned. But I don't think the way that he approached this was very healthy. I see the genius in it. It's like a mad scientist type of a system. Because if y'all really want to be honest, there's a market for everything. And I've said that 1,000 times. There's a market for sex. There's a market for women being whores. There's a market for dudes being gay. There's a market for people wanting to argue with other people just to argue with them. There's a market for people peeing on. There's the consumer base for every sick, twisted desire in your heart. That white woman who just made damn near $1 million, she proved it. So, yeah, I don't agree with his approach, but I get it. I still think there's more to it. And I agree, there's going to be other people coming for him, but like, he got what he wanted. This is the attention that you wanted, negative or positive. Now, look, don't get it twisted. There's people who side with him. Everybody ain't jumping on his neck. You said Gilbert Arenas didn't really have any credibility for his comments. I think he does. Because we do this shit all the time. We pick and choose who we want to stand up for and who we want to go against. Either you're going to do it all the way through or don't do it at all. I yield the mic.
Yeah. I believe that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese had targets. Both of these young women had targets coming into the league. Um, for different things, you know what I'm saying? So Angel Reese thing is like, okay, she likes doing the commercials and she likes to do the brand. She wants to contribute. Um, she wants to contribute growing the game, and I think that's what people, getting it real twisted with this whole so-called beef, if you want to call it one. It's about growing the game. The WNBA, whether people know it or not, is starting to make climbs to reach to start going in the direction that the NBA went a long time ago. And what you gotta understand when you're doing, like you talk about marketing and all of that, is that you need faces to push your brand, and that's what this is all about. This is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Yeah, we're going to sell you. We're going to sell it to you that they hate each other, but they don't really hate each other. This is about making money. It was an issue with Shaq and Kobe. Same thing, Brandon, making money, storylines. Do they really hate each other? Is it beef? The viewership went up, money went up. Michael Jordan, same thing. Like Magic and Bird. That Magic and Bird, they didn't really know each other, but they had a great story. They end up being the best friends off the court, but then they hated each other on the court because they wanted to compete with each other. So I think with this is no different than that. It's just a different time. You didn't have social media and all that back then to follow it everywhere it went, and that's what's going on now. Angel Reese get ridiculed because, for one, she do, like, in my opinion with her, I feel like, from the from her winning that championship in LSU and then coming into the WNBA, and you supposed to be the next great female player, and I was sold with that, you know what I'm saying? But then she has other interests that she likes to do too, and I just think when you're a real young player like that and you have other interests that you might want to pursue, it can take away from your focus to, push your game up to have all of these other interests. Because I think what she needs to do is use the WNBA and to grow all the rest of her brands that she's trying to do, instead of going through the brands thinking it's going to transpire on that court. The court, the court is where you're going to make your money and to do all of those things. But it starts with you playing well, which she has been lately. She's been improving in her game, and shout outs to her with that. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, she took a little dip in her game. So my thing is, I know it's targets on their back, but you gotta allow. These are young women here. They're young, just like young men coming into the NBA. You gotta allow them to grow and develop without putting so much ridicule on these ladies. Caitlin Clark too. Even though we're talking about Angel Reese comments, Caitlin Clark has dealt with a lot of words being talked about with her as well. So a lot of slander on both of these ladies, and I think you need to let them grow and develop, and so they can help the league. But yeah, like I said before, they are definitely jealous of these two just because of the rivalry that they had in college. You know what I'm saying? And then they bring it into the league where you got other greats that they're playing amongst, and it's taking attention off of what they're doing, and just putting it directly on two women, and I don't think that's fair. I will say that, but that's in my opinion. I think that she need to focus more on the basketball aspect, because one thing about critiques and media, that it comes and go. You know what I'm saying? Just like you ridicule a person, or you critique a person when they're doing bad, you need to give them praise when they're doing good. That's what I believe. Give her a praise. She been busting ass lately. Give her some praise. Go back on your platform, RG3, and talk about how she been busting that ass lately. Make it right. But you won't do that. You're gonna keep entertaining the other culture. And Angel Reese is a part of the culture. That's one thing that she represents. She represents the culture, and she represents it proudly. And to me, it's like she kind of remind me of Allen Iverson. The man Allen Iverson was a real good basketball player and all of that, but he was all about that culture, man. If anybody remember, he was about that culture, and he even had his mom. The first player in the NBA had his mom braid his hair in during the NBA game for the culture, getting his hair braided during the NBA game. That's crazy. But you don't have to like everything, but you can't forget where you came from. That's what I'm saying. You can't act like that you over and above, everybody. And I think that's where he need to be kind of level headed at. I think RG3 need a wake up call. He need to be level headed. And these women, at the end of the day, bro, these women need support. They really do. They trying to change something. They trying to be on an impact move what they're doing, and it just needs the support. They don't need nobody lashing out at them, pretty much hating on them every 5 seconds, trying to bring them down. But when you look at this 5-10 years from later, they gonna be talked about as the two players that created a movement in the WNBA for future women that's coming in there. These two women right here are going to be linked for a very long time, possibly forever, when it comes to this game. So I just think when you look at it from that scope, branding wise and all of that, they really need support from both coaches. At the end of the day, the WNBA is a brand, it's a movement, and it started out like that 20 something years ago, and it's gonna continue to further. All these two women really represent is two women that's trying to further the game, bro. That's it. It's no different than any other in the NBA that happened already with players that came through there to change the game. So that's what this is all about. And RG3, I mean, he need a reality check, man, because whatever his issues with himself, because I mean, in order to do that, you got to have an issue with yourself. And I feel like he was a little frustrated. I mean, he didn't get all he wanted out of his career, and he trying to lash back out or project his failures on the Angel Reese. You failed. Don't try to make Angel Reese fail because you failed. You know what I'm saying? That's a hater, bro. That's a lame person. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that couldn't get it done. And you can give a critique. You can give a critique to anybody, but it's the way he did it, bro. Is why we talking about it today. It's the way it was done. It's not I don't have a problem with him saying that she played bad. You don't have a problem with it. Hell, I can say it too. She played bad. There's a lot of players that play bad, bro. But my thing is keep it all the way 100. That's all I'm saying. RG3, keep it all the way 100, man. Don't just point out one thing and don't cover all the bases, bro. And that's what he did, and that's what he's going to get the backlash, and they're not going to really respect his critique more than others. If he continue to do that, they're not going to respect it, and they shouldn't. I'm with that, and just like with Gilbert Arenas, man, he got all of this weird logic on how he view players and all of that, but the truth is, you're not one of them. You know, he was a good player, but you're not one of the players that you always talk about. You're not that. So, you know, give people their props when it's due. Respect the greatness that was presented before you and after you. You know what I'm saying? And leave it at that. Don't try to tear nobody down because you underachieved or you undermined your own talent. Because RG3 was talented. So don't try to bring nobody down, you know, from reaching their full potential. I think it should be the other way around. I think he should push her to a higher potential instead of trying to bring her down with monkey post and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole banana act what he did.
Said earlier at the beginning of the show, you have people who will pick and choose what perception they want the world to see of somebody. You can be a good person, but if that person that is covering you don't really rock with you, you're never going to see that. If you were brand new to Caitlin Clark or any of these women, and you just started watching a specific person on YouTube talk about her, and all you saw was negative, you would automatically think that that's who they are. You wouldn't have anything else to go off of. Social media is a dangerous place. And if wielded by the wrong person, it can do so much damage. I think you stretched it a little far when you said Angel Reese is for the culture. Shaking your ass and being half naked and shit. I don't want to be a part of that culture. That's the 304. I got 5 baby daddy. That's that culture. I don't want to be a part of that shit. You're dressing provocatively all the time, trying to be sexual, overly expressive with your body, while also asking for people to take the sport that you love serious is a huge red flag. There's a way to be feminine without having to show your ass cheeks. That's the difference between her and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark seems to be more about the game. Angel Reese, I've always said that she's in and out. She wants to be Cardi B and she wants to be Cheryl Swoops. That's not going to work. That spirit is not a good one. And the fact that you even would associate that with black culture is crazy to me. I think we need to define black culture at some point. Maybe not now, but at some point we need to define what that really means and what that looks like. Because I'm getting sick and tired of being attached to death, drugs, sex, and murder as if that's what I'm supposed to just agree with. Shaq, I want to address Shaq and I want to address RG3 real quick before we wrap up. For Mr. O'Neal, while I find it admirable that you want to stick up for somebody that you call a friend, and I believe that all men and women should stick up for each other. Women don't stick up for men for shit. They don't defend men when they should at all. I never see it. But it should be a thing. But I want to say, I think it's admirable that you want to stand up for her. But also in the same breath, weren't you the same one that told her that she needed to play basketball in booty shorts with her ass cheeks hanging out? Weren't you the same one who told her that she needed to dress a little more provocative so that more people would watch the WNBA? Lower the rim so that y'all can dunk and all that. Wasn't you the same person sexualizing her on that interview that y'all had? The same person that told her to dress like that, the same one saying protect her. You're a protector, but you want to put her in a position to where danger could lurk at her door because of perverts and freaks and stalkers and shit. So your idea of protecting her is to make her dress less, while also having energy and anger towards RG3 for making a comment and a post towards her about race. Cool. All right. So let's see more videos and more uploads of you speaking on all of the racism that is going on in the country. Let's hear more about you threatening to punch these other people in the face for saying the N-word. Address the white woman who used the N-word at the playground. Address Megan Thee Stallion for falsely getting Tory Lanez arrested. Address that. Start, since you want to speak on her, go ahead and just start speaking on everything else. What you say, keep it equal. Keep it equal. Either you, allegedly, I'm going to say, allegedly, you either did something with Angel Reese or you want to. You, to me, all the good you do in the world, and you've done a lot. You ain't no different than Shannon Sharp to me. I ain't fooled by it. All that money you spend and donate, that's cool. But if you still out here doing little dirty shit, what does it? What's the point? Why does it even make a difference? RG3 is doing. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. I don't know if his wife has influence on him, or maybe he's always just had bad experiences with black women. Figure that out. Keep it sports. Also, though, I say this too: if Angel Reese was taking shots at him, then he got every right to clap back at her. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So we sat up here for about an hour going at him, but we don't know the shit that she might have said and done. She ain't perfect. Women be starting shit and hiding their hands all the time. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You got anything you want to say before we can get out of
Yeah,
here?
I sure do. To touch on what Shaq, Shaq and RG3 situation. I'm gonna say with Shaq. I mean, I understand because it's not his first relationship. He had a couple relationships where he considered himself the big brother, little brother thing, big brother, little sister, and I got your back. Blase, blase. He got several relationships like that with players um, in the NBA, and now he's supporting the WNBA, the women players, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shaq is a big name. He's a legend. He won on all levels. I'm going to say when it comes to his comment though about him punching RG3 in the face. Now, do I think RG3 deserve it? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. He probably need the shit knocked out of him one time for putting out screw like that, putting out garbage like that on Angel Reese because it was offensive, because he should know better and stuff like that. So I would say he might deserve it, but at the same time with Shaq, it ain't no need to take it there because if you really did that, the man will sue you, and then not only that, you'll be out of a lot of your business deals that you got going on, a lot of positivity that you putting in. So don't let one negative with this situation, Shaq, ruin a lot of the positive shit that you did for a lot of people. He helped a lot of people without them even knowing it. And I'll tip my hat to Shaq. I've seen it plenty of times. Um, Also, if you do it, you got a lot of people to approach that way. You know what I'm saying? Angel Reese has been under some serious attacks verbally. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to her game. Now, I'm not pushing back on that because, like I stated, and I think you mentioned, Angel Reese had other interests outside of the game of basketball, and that's to me that's the reason why it's been looking like that. If you care more about your outside interests, you know, other things you want to do over the game of basketball, then it can conflict with your game. So all I'm saying is, it's nothing wrong with having other interests. Caitlin Clark, like you said, all she is ball. There's nothing wrong with that. Be who you are, but don't ridicule Angel Reese because she's more expressive and expressing herself and who she is. Don't discriminate Angel Reese because she's not just all about playing ball. You see what I'm saying? That's that's another knock. You see what I mean? Because there's been plenty of other players that have other, even Shaq himself. We can go to Shaq. Shaq did rap videos and he went on the court and bust somebody's ass and won the championship. So it's been people with other interests outside of Angel Reese that was successful in the game of basketball or in the game of football. It's been or in the sport of wrestling. We got somebody doing it right now. Sasha Banks, Mercedes, she doing it. She make movies. She do little videos. But guess what? The difference is, even though she has all those other interests and she likes to do projects and stuff, guess what? She always make wrestling number one. And that's all I'm saying with Angel Reese. Make this number one. You can do your acting. There's nothing wrong with that. You can express yourself however you feel. You don't have to be downplayed just because you got other interests. That's not cool. RG3 got to get better, man. I mean, you got a wife. you got kids, and I think you need to be more understanding to both cultures and not being something like a OJ Simpson type dude. You know what I'm saying? Turn his back and all that on his people. Can't forget where you came from, man. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot do that, RG3. You got to be more supportive and keep it in the lines. Talk about sports. I haven't and for the record, I haven't heard anything uh, negative verbally from Angel Reese attacking RG3 because the only thing I can say is she'll be in her lines if she wanted to defend herself about whatever he said to her. But I don't recall her saying anything negative towards him for him to do that. And if she did, even if she did, um, this was absurd. You know what I'm saying? This is not the way you handle it as a grown ass man. So I'm not gonna give RG3 a pass, put no damn monkey on the cover because she have done enough to be on the cover because she's on the cover. And you should be more supportive of that. And outside of that, with Shaq, Shaq doing his thing. He's watching the game grow. Uh, he's being more supportive. I don't. He's not just supporting Angel Reese. He's supporting the league itself. So Caitlin Clark, I felt like she was bullied as well. Caitlin Clark coming into the league, she was bullied by certain players and all of that. So we have to keep an eye on this. It's no different than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, who had a lot of hype, man. He ended up being what he became, but he took some beatings in order to become that. People didn't like Michael Jordan getting all the buzz, dunking the basketball and all that, bringing the dunk into the game. They didn't like that. They wanted to put him on his ass, and that's what's going on with Caitlin Clark. It's a lot of jealousy, but if you're a real great player, you'll fight through that and become who they say you're supposed to become. So this is a character check for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You either gonna become who you supposed to become, or you gonna let this defy you or tear you down. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. There's a lot of haters out here, and you gotta move and jump over these haters and get to your bag that way. So I hope RG3 and Shaq can mend this a little bit and get an understanding. But that's pretty much where I'm at with these comments, man, because you don't want nothing to get out of line and people lose their money or lose their brand. At the end of the day, it's about making money.
You know what the difference is between Angel Reese and Allen Iverson? Allen Iverson wasn't out here sexualizing himself. He wasn't selling his asshole for the internet. He wasn't out here freaking and getting stamps to pay for this and do that. Angel Reese, if she wants to, I'll put it this way because you ain't address it. If she wants to go into acting and stuff like that, that's one thing. If you out here showing your ass off and all that other shit that's making little kids look at you and want to do that shit, no. I do not stand behind that. Hold her ass accountable for that ratchet shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we can address the ratchet behavior she got. Angel Reese, going back to what she said before about it's okay if she do it, but it's a problem when she do it. And the only reason why it's a problem when she do it is because of where she came from and all of that. So I'm definitely gonna put her up there with the culture because basically what I said when I say what I say with the culture, it means that she can be and do these things coming from the background that she came from. Everybody don't come from the same fucking place. Everybody didn't have the same two-parent household. You know, this shit wasn't guaranteed for no Angel Reese. It might have been instilled in Caitlyn. She had a whole different path, my dude. Just like Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson came from a single mom household. He didn't have no dad. She had to take him to them practices and shit like that to get him good enough to be in the NBA. That shit is harder. So that's what I mean by it. You know what I'm saying? She had to really want to do this to be where the fuck she at. You know what I'm saying? And what she's saying is, don't fucking judge me because I came from the hood, or I was around this person, that person, or I was around violence and all that. Don't fucking look down on me. And she's saying it with her chest.
So
You know
hold
what
up.
I'm saying?
So I'm supposed to be understanding of her background, but not RG3's background.
RG3 had a background too. So I mean, my thing is, whatever RG3 background is, it doesn't give him a right to look down on the next person. Did anybody do this to RG3? Did anybody do this to RG3 when he was playing?
Hell yeah,
Did anybody put a monkey up and make fun of RG3 when he was trying to play for the Redskins? Do you remember that? Did anybody just attack him like that? I don't remember.
Maybe not that, but
okay. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a verbal attack that he did. That's outside of the lines. Inside of the lines is saying that she played mad. That's nothing wrong with that. That's all we're saying. Kwame Brown, same thing. You can talk about inside of the lines and talk about why he didn't play well, but when you're going to go to somebody's background and talk about his mom was probably on drugs or anything like that, he probably sold drugs or he got guns and shit. Like, come on, man, what the hell do all that got to do with basketball? That's what I'm saying, and I'm saying that in our culture, since we talking about culture, dude, in our culture, we highlight the negative, my nigga. Like we don't highlight nobody overcoming shit, and that's fucked up. We highlight the negative part about it. That's what need to change. So when I said what I said, that's what I'm talking about. RG3 act like a dancing monkey for white people, and that's what he represents, and that's how our culture is going to view him. You know, you a house nigga, whatever you want to say on those lines, and they gonna keep it moving, skip right over them. You gotta be. That's what I mean. You gotta be equal. Talk about everybody. And as far as Angel Reese, because you highlighting her dress code and all that, she allowed to dress how the fuck she want to dress. She's young. Okay. Motherfucking Caitlin Clark. I can say Caitlin Clark dressed like a fucking man.
So if she's allowed to sexualize herself and influencing little girls,
she's young.
Hold up. If she's allowed to sexualize herself, influence little girls, ultimately them little girls are going to repeat the same thing that they're seeing her doing. You're saying that's okay too then?
What I'm saying is, and I'm gonna say it one more time for people in the back. What I'm saying is, Angel Reese is saying it loud and proud with her chest that I can be from that ethnicity or be from that culture, that background, and still make it. So yeah, you can say all of that about Angel Reese, but what you can't say is that she didn't win a championship for LSU. What you can't say is that she didn't get drafted by the WNBA, and what you can't say is that she made the cover of the WNBA basketball game. I think that's a good role model right there. I think that should inspire a young girl that's trying to play basketball from wherever the fuck she from. That's what Angel Reese talking about. Wherever the fuck you from, you ain't gotta be from a so-called great neighborhood to make it. You just gotta motherfucking will yourself into your own direction, like Angel Reese did. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's young. I get what you're trying to touch on that part, but shit, everybody changing as they grow, bro. So once again, with Caitlyn and Angel Reese, I'm gonna say it again: give these women a chance to to grow up. You know, they not even 30 yet. Now, once she build a little resume and she haven't changed, we can revisit with your comments about her and say she ain't changed shit and she's still out here. She's sleeping with this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? She's a thought life, city girls up, whatever you want to put on her. You can do all of that then. But right now, she's not married. She don't have no kids, and she's allowed to be a young woman in this league and enjoy the fruits of her labor. Yes, she is.
And that's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem. You have a certain level of responsibility when you're in the spotlight and you're on this camera 24 hours a day to make sure that when you are out here publicly influencing the community, you are promoting black people in a light that is not demoralizing. Why is it that I can accept the struggle, understand it, but not have an issue with the negative connotations that derive from it? Just because you came from nothing and you made something does not mean that you carry those same negative attributes with you throughout your entire life. I congratulate her on all her success. More power to you. Now, what do you do with your this? Put it like this, and I'll shut up. It's all about what you do with your power once you have it. I don't give a fuck where you came from. I respect how you got there to where you are. Now what? What do you do with this newfound financial wealth? What do you do with this spiritual growth? What do you do with your popularity and your fame? That's what I care about. I don't care about what you do off camera. I want to know what you're going to do while you're on camera, when you're posting and when you're sharing and all that. What do you do with your influence then? None of that, none of them highlights that you talk about mean shit if you're not using it responsibly. And this excuse that she's a fucking grown ass woman. I don't want to hear that she's young shit. She's a grown ass woman. And to say, oh, let her make mistakes and let her learn on the curb, at whose expense? Shaquille O'Neal told her ass, wear shorter shorts. Is that directing her to be a better woman? Is that showing her how to carry herself like a woman? No, the fuck it ain't. You telling her sex sells, and this is what you need to do with your body while you're young. That don't sound very responsible to me. But congratulations to her on all her success. What are you going to do with it? If you had a daughter that made it to the WNBA or she became a professional wrestler, would you want her to be known as Paige, who got trains ran on her by Maddox and fucking the man from New Day? Would you want her to be known for that shit? Or would you want her to be known for something else? Just as something to think about, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, you got to give everybody their space to get to that level. She might don't have, the maturity. I don't know the situation with the whether she had her father in her life. I know her mom, Angel Reese mom, played ball. So she have her, you know what I'm saying? She got a brother that's also uh made it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? She has a little brother. So she has to have some type of impact to get that done, to influence her little brother to play ball too. So I mean, what people see, I'm gonna say this. This is for really all the media. So with everybody's lives, go Cardi B, all set, whatever, it don't matter. what people see, that's not the whole fucking story of somebody. You know what I'm saying? We don't, me and you on here right now, we don't know Angel Reese personally. You know what I'm saying? She did great things that people probably don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? But what you see, like, oh, she's in the club, she's throwing it back. You know what I'm saying? She this way. She probably got 40 dudes that she sleep with a week. Who knows? You know, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't be a judge. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge people like that. If it comes out, it comes out. But I'm just saying, give it time for it to come out. And other than that, let these women grow. Like I personally think something up with Caitlin Clark. You know, I haven't, you know, I never seen her with no boyfriend. They don't have husbands right now. They're young, both of them. So shoot, I can say, shoot, do she go the other way? I don't know. We don't know none of that. You know what I'm saying? So the finger pointing can go on both sides of these women, really. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna let them have their space and let Angel Reese, because she got that cover, let her have her time in the sun. Cause you know this game go by fast. And yeah, she went through the struggle like we said, and she paid the price for whatever she got right now. She deserves it. And if it was Caitlin Clark, which sooner or later she's gonna be on the cover too, we know it, and it's gonna be the same thing for her. I'm gonna say this: she deserves it too. I wouldn't have mind for Brandon. I wouldn't have mind if you put both of them on the damn cover at the same time, like they did Rhea and Bianca Belair. You know, hey, that would have sold. I'm with both. I'm with that idea too. My thing is, yeah, let these ladies grow up. They're not. They just came in the league. They just getting acclimated into being a pro. So yeah, I want to give it time. I want to see what they turn out to be. I'm gonna say the same thing, just like they say for guys when they come real young. So I want to see what they turn out to be, and we're not going to let their rivalry that was in college and their outside interests define them on what they can do in this league. We're gonna see what they do on the court, and we're just gonna keep it on the court. Anything else that they do personally, that's their lives.
Respectfully. Well, look, man, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Salutes. I know we got another show later on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all lock in. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us today. Do me a solid. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel.
What's the goddamn button?
Let the algorithm know we here. We on their helmets. I told you from the beginning of the year that I was going to be on their helmet, and we're going to close this year out in the same fashion. Salutes to everybody who's been pulling up to the streams.
Did you say on their helmets? Did you say that? Did you say you're going to be on somebody's helmet?
Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
Oh my. Okay. I'm just checking. That's what you said. But it's gonna be a banger later. Please tune in at 8 o'clock. Is gonna be another lit segment. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys tune in. Yeah, see you there.
Right on. Y'all be easy, man. All the links is in my bios just in case y'all want to tap in. Topics, questions, all that. That being said, we out. I'm going back into the laboratory.
Stay in the lab.
Yeah. I see you guys later, man.
Me bounds. It's all about me bounds. Angel Reese style.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed.